So things went absolutely berserk recently at a Milo Yiannopoulos speaking event at UC Berkeley here in California. The event had to be shut down because a violent riot ensued. Now, there's usually some type of commotion whenever Milo does his talks, but this definitely takes the cake. The rioters justified their actions by saying that they were fighting back against fascists and Nazis. The biggest joke of all, of course, being that if you were to quiz these people on what those two terms actually mean, I highly doubt they would be able to tell you. Because if they knew what those words actually meant, they wouldn't be throwing them around so easily, and they definitely would not be calling Milo fucking Yiannopoulos a Nazi or fascist. Milo, a gay Jew who says things like this.
White pride, white nationalism, white supremacy isn't the way to go. The way to go is reminding them and yourselves that you should be aspiring to values.
But then again, I guess anyone who's even slightly right of progressive these days is just called a Nazi. There was a BuzzFeed article the other day that referred to my channel and me as a gateway to hardcore Nazism. A newspaper in London recently put my face next to Milo's and called us fascists. I mean, I'm seriously so confused as to why people are so comfortable throwing these words around like they're nothing. Though it's bad enough that lately people are justifying violence against people for thought crimes, but people are using the word Nazi so sparingly that almost anyone qualifies. If Milo Yiannopoulos qualifies, anyone qualifies. People were beaten, one man unconscious with a shovel. Another girl was maced while respectfully giving her opinion to a cameraman.
I'm looking to just make a statement by being here, and I think the protesters are doing the same. And props to them for the ones who are doing it non-violently, but I think that's a very rare thing indeed.
Are you surprised?
Fireworks were shot at buildings, a tree was set on fire, ATMs were smashed. It was all totally unhinged and all over someone using their free speech to say something that they didn't like. And this isn't even really about Milo, because while it's true that he seems to be the only person who gets this kind of reaction over a simple speaking engagement, what's more concerning is the fact that this reaction happened at all. I saw very, very few prominent leftists condemning this, saying it was a bad thing, but I did see a few celebrities egging it on, like Sarah Silverman. And after it all went down, CNN and Fusion referred to Milo as a Nazi again, basically greenlighting and justifying what happened. I mean, this is a public university we're talking about here, and Milo and anyone else on that campus has a right to speak, and you have a right to protest him speaking there. What you don't have a right to do is beat people, smash ATMs, and light shit on fire. I don't personally like or agree with everything that Milo says, but here's a tip, you guys. If you don't like him, you can either ignore him or use your speech, which you are free to utilize as well, and combat what he is saying. The only caveat to freedom of speech is if you're using it to incite violence. And sorry, but disagreeing with feminism, opposing Black Lives Matter, opposing Islam is not inciting violence. But then again, you guys redefine words as violence, so I guess it makes sense why you would freak the fuck out. This is what happens when you have no argument or intellectual ground to stand on. The discourse is reduced to violence. And I can't help but feel like since so much of the violence and riots has occurred from millennials in the past few months, I can't help but feel like so many in my generation are just lost and have no idea what they're fighting for. Because if they really were against fascism, Nazism, racism, all the isms, they would take the time to research and familiarize themselves with these concepts, not throw them around like nothing. It's going to be a long 4 to 8 years, you guys, and I'm kind of nervous about the ramifications of allowing this cycle to continue. This cycle of a violent riot ensues, the media covers it up, or in some cases justifies it, and we all just have to sort of move on and pretend it didn't happen. But as always, that's all for now, and love you.